Hello everybody, it's Claire back with another art journal video, and again I'm playing with some of Dina's brand new release. I'm going to be playing in the small craft journal, and I'm going to be using some of the new stencils and transparencies for this page. So I'm going to start off, this is a bit random, I think I've added some clear gesso onto my page first because I was going to use scribble sticks, and then I decided that I would use the neon paints. So this is a bit random. I don't kind of know, sometimes when I start a journal page I just have like I'm just going to swipe some paint across the page and see what happens. I wanted a page that had a feeling of movement on it because I was going to use some of the birds that are on the new transparencies. So this is the Mushy Dots stencil. This is the brand new one. I've used white paint here, and I've pulled it across the page, and then instead of getting more paint I've just used what was on the page just to smoosh it around a little bit. Then I'm going to use all of Dina's neon paints and just paint some flashes of colour going across the page. So the reason I went in with white first is just to try and help those colours to really pop. If I put them straight on the craft, obviously the brown colour of the craft would affect the colour that you would actually see. So adding the white underneath just means that you can get a kind of truer feel of what those colours are, and it really did make them pop with that craft colour on the rest of the page. So I'm just going to pull the colours down the page in a kind of rainbow effect, but just swiping those colours so that they go in and out and over the top of each other. Just until I get to the bottom of the page. So I've used all of the colours. I've used Stoked, Radical, just having to look at them, Gnarly, Tubular, Legit and Bodacious. They do look really vibrant on the page when it's all finished. And if you want to get more opacity on your page, then you can go in again and add another layer once that first one is dry. So then I'm using the dotted tape stencil, and I decided I would add some stenciling, but using colours that were similar to the neons, and just add a little bit of stenciling, kind of tone on tone, I guess. So this is Iris, and then I think I used Rouge for the next one. Not sure, can't remember, I'll have to wait and see. Yeah, Rouge. It's really sort of pinky red. It works quite nicely over the top. So obviously this stencil's got lovely different sized circles on it. Really nice to kind of just have all those choices in one stencil. Works really nicely. Yeah, so you can see I'm adding the colour over the one that's similar to it. So then this is mustard. This is going to kind of go where the orange and yellow is. I'm going to use this for both of those colours, really. A little bit of lime. And I was being super lazy and using the same sponge for this as well. So at one point I did get a bit of purple mixed in with the rouge, but you know, I'm not bothered, it's fine. It's all about creating those layers, and that's turquoise just to finish off with. So I've created quite a frantic background here. It's quite busy, but I'm loving the flashes, sorry about my arm, the flashes of colour that are going on the page. So this transparency is from the Focal set 2. This is one of the new ones. I love these little birds. So I've decided I would cut some of those out and put them on my page. So I already knew that I wanted to use the birds and have them flying around, and that was the reason for these lines swooping across the page. It was to kind of create that feeling of movement. So then I'm using Dina's ultra thick gel medium just to stick these transparency pieces onto my page. You don't need a massive amount to do this, just a little bit. And obviously, as a lot of you know, it has a fair bit of drying time, so don't worry if these things don't stick in straight away. They will do, and I've never had anything fall out. So this is one of the stamps from the Leaves with Sticks stamp set, I think it's called. I decided I wanted to pop a bit more interest at the bottom of the page, so stamping some of those on there. I think this is one of those pages where I was just like, let's throw more at it. Sometimes I just get lost in the creating process, and so I might not end up with an amazing finished piece, but the process that I've gone through, the things that I've tried, sometimes that is more important. So I have to be honest, this was not one of my favourite pages that I've ever created, but I had a lot of fun doing it and trying out new things, and just kind of going with an idea and seeing where it takes you is lots of fun. This is my dotty stamp, which I have available on my website. You wouldn't think that it's something that you'd use that much, but it's one of my staple things to use. Then I decided, you see, this is where I'm like, throw more at it, Claire. I'm adding some evergreen into the leaves. I don't know why I did this now, but you know, I did. So I'm just going with it. I also added a touch of aloe into there as well, just as a bit of a contrast with the darker green. And then off camera, I also added some words onto my page and some white lines into those leaves as well. A little bit of scribbly writing, asemic writing on my page, just journaling some thoughts out of my head, and using those lines that I've drawn on there as a guide for my writing too. Oh, here I go, adding a bit of a lighter colour onto those leaves just to kind of give a bit more interest on those. And then a little shadow underneath the birds. So I'm using the Stabilo oil pencil for this. So these are really nice because you can water activate them. You can also kind of smudge them with your finger, and they create a much softer line. This just helps to pop those birds out a little bit more. And then this is where you can see the finished page. Look how vibrant those colours are. So I just added the word fly across my page and some more white marks onto there too. And that was this page finished. So thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again soon.